Hi, this video is going to be about solar charge controllers and why do we require them in solar power systems. So let me start off with what a solar charge controller basically is. The solar charge controller is a circuit that helps in regulating solar power and making sure that the load is powered on safely and the battery is charged safely. Now, every solar charge controller has three inputs. Here you connect your solar panel, here you connect your battery, and here you connect your load. Now your load can also be a DC load which directly takes battery voltage, or you can connect an inverter here which will convert it into a higher AC voltage for running an AC load within the power limit, of course. So the first question which a lot of people will ask is, why do we need these charge controllers? Can we do without them? It's always a question. Sometimes I've noticed that people don't even add charge controllers, and sometimes even if they add, they generally add some very low quality ones which don't really do the job. It's as efficient as not adding a controller itself. But it is very important to add a high quality solar charge controller with your setup, and let me tell you why. Okay, so here you can see one thing. If you look at it, the voltage of the solar panel is going pretty high during peak sunlight. If you look at it, the average voltage is around 22 volts. So it's around 22 volts, but it has surges of up to like even 10 times the voltage. Now this may be a very short interval, but it is enough to damage your load as well as your batteries. So by incorporating the solar charge controller, you can make sure that your device will get exactly 14.4 volts, that is battery charging voltage for a 12 volt battery, and the load is also powered efficiently without damage. So that is one of the most important reasons why we need a charge controller. Otherwise your batteries and your load will be destroyed in a span of minutes. Okay, so I guess you saw that at that point in time, and now you understand how important these charge controllers are. So what this charge controller basically does is, irrespective of how high the input voltage is, it will always reduce it to 14.4 volts, which is the standard charging voltage for one 12 volt lead acid battery, or to some extent even a lithium ferrous phosphate battery charges on the same, about the same voltage, and your load also gets about the same amount of voltage, so it's safe. Now another fact about solar panels, like how I mentioned in the solar basics 1, is that if you connect a solar cell or a solar panel to a battery or any other DC source, when the sun is not shining, then the solar panel tends to act like a passive element, which means it will start pulling all the power. In the daytime when the sunlight is there, it's an active element where it gives power to like run your devices, whereas during the night time it becomes a passive element and starts pulling power from the battery. Now if you connect your battery directly to the solar charge controller, then there is a risk that your solar panel will be drawing power from your battery all the time, and your battery will get depleted for sure, and it will leave you with an over discharged battery, which can be a problem. So to prevent these two major mishaps, we use solar charge controllers. Another benefit that solar charge controllers give is that they give battery over discharge and battery short circuit protection. First of all, they won't allow the battery to discharge back into the solar panel because it has circuitry to prevent that. But on top of it, let's say a load is like a bulb or something that doesn't have its own protection, it will pull power from the battery, even if it is like around 10 volts or 9 volts, it will still be pulling power from the battery. But at the same time, lead acid batteries 12 volts, you should not discharge them to less than 11.4 volts. Even lithium ferrous phosphate also, you cannot discharge it below 11.4 volts, because and therefore this over discharge protection really helps. Another problem is these batteries which you use with solar power systems are a little bit powerful. If you accidentally short circuit them, you can get very huge sparks that can result in battery explosion or a fire around the place, or even the terminals of the battery may melt permanently due to excessive heat. But with the use of this charge controller, there is a short circuit protection given at the load terminal. So even if you get two wires and short it, it's not going to affect a lot, because of which this system will be safe. Just that you'll have to like switch off the battery and switch it on again. That's all. And one more note which I would like to give is that this solar charge controller, you can see the nameplate details. This can be used for 12 volt and 24 volt system, but not more than that. So you can, if you're connecting a 12 volt panel, then a 12 volt battery and 12 volt load is a must. You cannot change anything else. If you're connecting a 24 volt panel, you must connect a 24 volt battery, and you can only connect 24 volts load. You cannot change the voltage of any of the things. All the three parameters, solar input, battery and load, should be of the same voltage rating. That's an important point. Second is, we have solar charge controllers that are rated for lead acid batteries. And if you're using a lead acid battery, then get a controller that is lead acid supportive. If you're using a lithium ferrous phosphate battery, get one that is lithium ferrous phosphate supporting. Do not mix up the things, because lithium ferrous phosphate batteries do not work with lead acid controllers. Lead acid controllers do not work with lithium ferrous phosphate batteries. I'll cover that up in a future video. Okay, so this is all for part 2 of solar basics. So if you so I'll be covering more about solar charge controllers in the future videos, and then I'll show you how to set up a small solar system in the next video. Okay, thank you for watching. Like, comment, share and subscribe. Stay tuned. I'll see you in the next video.